This is part 3 of Sex and Love. Thank you, Bobby Hemming, for allowing us to use your video. We don't want no views. This is just my journey, and I use the platform, my small little platform, to spew out information because I'm the messenger. Remember, I don't want anybody following me and stuff like that. If you watch this video, if you watch it, it's for you to educate yourself. Then you take the knowledge, you research it, and then you spew out this information to someone you love. It's not about me using these great scholars and I want views. No, no, no. It's about education. That's why I cleared that in the beginning, so you understand who I am. I am in Shu Amun Ra, and this is class, and I have class on Sundays. You're not going to get this information in church. I am guaranteeing you this. They're not going to discuss this in church. You can have your Sunday schools and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to downgrade church. But when we start to really look at ourselves and stop playing religious, stop playing these religious games with each other, and we're not talking about what we need to be doing now here in modern times. Because we can read the Bible all day long. You can read all kind of books all day long. But guess what? If you're not educating yourself and you just basing yourself on walk by faith and not by sight, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verses 7, and the biblical texts, you can lose sight. You can lose sight of who you is. So you got to mature. You got to educate yourself constantly. Thirsty. When you do this, this is when your soul begins to start to develop, and it becomes a new creation. Your flesh that wants to dominate the whole circuit of yourself, the flesh wants to. It wants its desires, it wants its wants, and it needs what it needs. But that's only because it wants to control you. Your soul's supposed to control the flesh. Who you truly are. Your energy is supposed to control the flesh. You don't let the flesh lead you. You let your true being, your true energy, let it flow naturally so it can wake up and guide you correctly. Now, some people, they'll learn these things the hard way. Sleeping with several different people and so on and so forth. And, some people will have great jobs and make a lot of money, and some people will be in the poor. Now, I don't really say poor, because if you go in your refrigerator and get some milk, bread, butter, and so on, and make you something to eat, you ain't poor. You might not have a lot of funds, resources, cash flow. That doesn't make you poor. If you really poor, your stomach is filled up with air. What that got to do with love and sex? Well, the reason why I'm using that metaphor is because it's different levels. See, you could be poor and your stomach could be full of air and still be attracted to somebody. You don't think so? What you probably saying, well, you hungry. Well, guess what? There's many people that's hungry, haven't ate 2 or 3 days, and still have sex. Now, you explain that to me. I'm sitting here, I'm listening. They have sex with somebody who were hungry, the other person was hungry too. What about the people who's on drugs? Dope fiends. You don't think dope fiends have sex? You don't think dope fiends, they in love with each other? Huh? Not only in love with each other, they're in love with the dope. Huh? So some of them say, well, this is my partner, we do dope together. You see, you wasn't expecting nothing like that. Because you don't want to see that. You don't want to hear that. Love is a mysterious thing, and it can come whenever it's going to come. The question is, can you handle it? Just like jealousy. See, a person that's jealous of another person is because their insecurities is weak. They don't have no insecurity. I need you to be around me 24/7. Oh, don't, you can't go outside. Oh, you better not be looking at this person. But they're doing it. They're going outside. They're looking at other people. Talking. Probably even fucking. Huh? But they want to keep you under control. So they can have you wrapped up in their little finger. And then if they can't control you, they try to hurt you. Man or woman. Don't get it twisted. Because some women are more vicious than men. They'll put your ass out of here. Put you to sleep forever. Don't get it twisted. There's cases after cases after cases. You be talking about, oh, that's love. That ain't no motherfucking love. No, it's not. That's insanity. So, brothers and sisters, I told you that. And so you can get more definition about how love is tricky. It's dealing with the body, the human body. This is why we have to understand it in the metaphysics. The metaphysics of love. Dealing with the mind. Dealing with the spirit. Dealing with the energy. Dealing with the 7 chakras of the body. Dealing with the penis is a chakra. The vagina is a chakra. The navel is a chakra. Your heart is one of the biggest chakras. And then it goes up. See, you ever feel your feeling? You ever felt this feeling that you can feel it flow through you? And I mean, like naturally, you can feel this thing rising. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to get into another video dealing with masturbation. I'm going to go there. And I want you to understand what masturbation is about. So, get your pencils and papers ready. Because I felt that we've now digged in enough metaphysics a little bit. Now it's time to peel off certain aspects of sex. Oh, don't get it twisted. It's still dealing with the mind. But we're going to talk about the masturbation. Bobby Emmett, thank you for letting us use your video. Let's get into it.
See what I'm saying? So now, going right along in the book Shiva, the erotic ascetic, it says that when Shiva, which is nothing but horror, it's the stuff of Osiris that has been locked down for years. They say that Shiva and Parvati, when they get together and have sex, the gods go in fear because they are nothing but two halves of the universe. Now don't you get it why the government says we cannot let the black man and black woman come together in any form of eroticism in the media? Because they know that when you come together, you see what I'm saying, and really know what you're doing, that you change shit. Because you say, well, wait a minute, hold on, I'm trying to figure this out, Bobby. How can you say me going in the bed and bumping and grinding is going to change the universe? They're not talking about the dead niggas out there. They're talking about the conscious people. That's why, like one sister from San Francisco called, she said, I know what you're talking about is right. She said, because as soon as I became conscious, the men left. She said, this is one of the, I said, you know what's interesting? There's a big problem with conscious people hooking up that we got to have a national registrar to get people so you can meet different mates. Because you tired of meeting stupid mother. And I asked her, I said, well, what's wrong with the brothers and sisters that's in D.C.? She said, I can't fuck with these dumb dead niggas. There's got to be somebody in the consciousness. So, the point I'm trying to make here is what they're not telling you here is when you hook up on the conscious level and bump and grind on the passion level, you change the universe because The penis or the lingam is one part of the universe and the yoni is the other part of the universe. And when they come together, they change things. But you keep thinking it's outside of you, but it's inside of you. So as a result, I had to figure out what this thing wanted. And what it actually wanted was, they say, look, it's like worldwide wrestling. It's like anything else. It's like role playing. You set up the combat that you want when we bumping and grinding as a form of warfare to counter the white man's warfare that he's doing physically. Do you just get what I just said here? I'm talking about something different now. Because before I said, even Dawood said, they don't want you to bump and grind, before he went crazy. This sicko. He done talked himself out of a damn conscious career. Nobody don't want to hear what he say. They said when you bump and when you rumble the sheets, something can come up the wrong way, but there's a science to it. The science here is this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the science on how this thing is done, to break it down to layman's terms. Let's say you want to effect something. Let me give you an example. Let's say you were wronged by the government. Something they done did that done got a nigga mad. Well, that's every day. All right? You done did some shit that got you mad and ain't nothing you can do about it. What they're saying here is, go in and lay down your strategy on how you're going to whip his ass physically, but you're doing it mentally. Rehearse your strategy, then go into the sexual zone and think about the same ass whipping while you're having sex, and you fuck this motherfucker up. See how it goes? You see the science? This is the sexual kung fu. You know how you ever just sat down and just want to beat a nigga ass because it done made you mad? And it might be somebody in another country, or it might be somebody too big, or somebody you don't know, but you just want to just beat they behind. And you sitting there, you ever sat down and you gave a nigga a real ass whipping in your mind? Anybody done this before? All right, you take the same energy, but when you plug into your energy, his energy is to fight physically because he's taking over the earth plane. And his whole life is based on what can I do physically to destroy. But your origin is that of a spiritual origin. So your power lies in the spirit realm. And the gateway to the spirit realm is between the lingam, which is the obelisk, and the yoni, which is the vesica. You see this on every church. I got a vesica in here. On every church, you see the vesica. Y'all all right? See, it's real simple. This is not entertainment. It's just real simple stuff we deal with now. No, that is not one. This is the vagina. You see what I'm saying? The vesica. The vesica. You see this on every church. And the obelisk is the penis. They're showing you how you rule your world through connecting with the lingam and the yoni. We know it has to be right because in the theater and in the cinema, the key is never to show black passion. See what I'm saying? Never to show black passion. And you can get a porno and see black people screwing, but it's a different thing because that's just raw fucking. The romance is not there. That's not even human in a way. You know what I'm saying? You can get the... So it's the in-between stuff that they don't show. They can show you in the pornos, but they can't show you engaged in a passion with a romantic setting. And then you fall off into some love. All right, mystery here is, if his thing is physical warfare, and he goes around the world with his physical gun or his physical penis, you know, Chris Weston taught us about that. Only thing you have to do in this particular case is you set up the same strategy and warfare It's to just start with the surroundings, your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? And you go in with your sexual kung fu, you do it in your mind, but when you do it through sex, it becomes real. This is how this shit is done. Or you want to set up the strategy to get your son out of jail? You go in and you write down it's like you write your script out. You rehearse your script, then you go into sex and go through the shit. And this is the way you will be able to bring forth your reality. Meanwhile, it's tearing down the physical matrix. You see? It's tearing down. So when she was coming, she was very violent. I saw what she was saying. Hey, look, man, we got work to do. I'm coming to try to show your ass how to fight. You see what I'm saying? On the sexual level. Now, you notice men, since you had the problem with staying up, once you tap into the sexual aspect of the kung fu in the particular aspect, is you got this role playing you're doing. You don't have to focus on the sexual aspect, so therefore you won't be busting no nuts that fast. You know what I'm saying? Because you got something else on your mind. You see what I'm saying? And it's a combination of both. But this is how they go in here and stuff. So we got to take stuff to the mental realm and go in and start fighting on a warfare thing, but you're doing the same thing that you're doing with sex. We do it in our, how many times you done killed a damn bunch of crackers? You ain't never did this shit, you go in there and all, you know, this. I done went into whole police precincts and ain't left nothing living but Negroes, and I wanted to kill them too, but I said, nah, we gotta draw the line somewhere. You know. You understand what I'm saying? So my point here is why not do that shit? You got a problem with fucking Amadou Diallo killers? Well, go to the precinct, but you do it through the sexual realm.
Brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, however you want to be called. You didn't expect nothing like that, have you? You didn't expect the entwine of using our true power. You didn't expect to hear nothing like that dealing with the physical realm and the psychological realm and the spiritual realm. You wasn't thinking nothing like that. See, there's different levels of this game of life. Love, sex. But I got the masturbation. It's coming up. I just wanted you to hear that. See, it's not always what you want. Is the mind prepared to mature and manifest itself out of its beast mode? Because if you're in beast mode, which is your lowest self, you will never comprehend on what you really need to be listening to. Let's get right into the next video. Masturbation. Understand, gods, goddesses, kings and queens, brothers and sisters. You see, this lecture here is not based on what you see and what you physically do. It is dealing with the mind of the metaphysics. It is. But you can manifest it into a physical realm when you understand its conception. Let me get to the video.
Very powerful sexually also, but I'm going to explain something to you. And there's a thing that they don't want you to know. There's a thing that they don't want you to know, because a lot of sisters, they don't want to deal with this for the simple fact that they don't have mates. So as a result, when the whole sexual thing come down with it, they shut down. But what they don't realize is there's a reason now, you know, we're talking about advanced knowledge here now. So you got to understand, you didn't come here to hear what you want to hear. Or what you think you want to hear. You came here to hear certain things. Now let me explain something to you. If you got a man, that's one thing. But if you don't have a man, this is some, and if you do have a man, you still need to do this.
There's some sacred arts that they are omitting from texts, ancient texts, because they don't want, because most of this has to deal with the female, and they don't want to have that female to get this particular power. And that is the sacred art of masturbation. Now I'm going to get into this when I'm trying to show you what this is in a few seconds. You know, and this is something, because number one, preacher, this is something you can do outside of the male. So now you're getting the science on why some of this is omitted from the books. Because the simple fact it puts the power back into the female's hand. You see what I'm saying? You see? With us, it's a different story, because masturbation leads to ejaculation, and ejaculation is a loss of power. You see what I'm saying? But masturbation is orgasm just the same as it's orgasm in the sexual act with the male when it comes to the doggone female. You see what I'm saying? Now the reason why I'm saying that is to give you some science of what I'm talking about is this. Now, C. Manel came up and was telling you that you got to get your minds right if you want to perceive some things. If you want to will some things, you got to call it. Okay? But the key here is there's a powerful ancient art to doing that. We got a couple of sisters. There's some sisters up in North Carolina doing this shit right now. And basically, and you can do it with a partner if you got one, but if you don't have a partner, there's some sisters that masturbate, and upon orgasm, they think of what they want. One sister that moved out of the projects into a whole brand new crib. Into a whole crib. Real powerful. They're omitted from the books. But what it is there's a book. See, when you see a lot of things omitted, then there's a book called Sexual Secrets, where they got a whole bunch of this type of stuff in Asian texts about that masturbation thing. That's when you know that there's a scientific aspect and stuff. But I'm trying to tell you that the reason why they omitted this particular stuff, because it has something, because it gives the woman power back into her hands. Number one, the key here is, he told you in the book Kabbalion, the three initiates.
Spell it.
What's that? What is it? K-Y-B.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah. A-L-I-O-N. Kabbalion. With the three initiates. One of the laws, one of those, what? 7 laws? Or what are in the Kabbalion?
7.
One of those laws is what? Vibration. Alright then. Vibration is one of the keys to the whole concept of orgasm. You are actually, when you're dealing with this, you're dealing with this on a level to get what you want based on a vibration. And now is the cycle to do these things. Now what I'm saying here is you can get, like I say, you can get a tickle me Elmo, you can get a vibrating Snoopy dog, maybe a little down, and you can put that between your legs and I can't sleep. You can vibrate. That's how powerful the sister is. I know this sounds crazy, but that's how powerful the sister is. She can damn do that shit, like I say, on all kinds of levels and stuff. You don't even need a man, you can get a stuffed animal. But the point I'm trying to make here is, this is some science, and this don't have nothing to see. What I'm trying to say, if you do have a man, you still need to practice this, even without the man, for the simple fact, you are still on, he has to perform a certain level if you're going to base this thing on him. You see what I'm saying? This is some thing that's just an exercise you can do, even if you do have a man. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you what time it is now. I'm trying to tell you what time it is. Also, get you a vibrator. Get you some toys. No, it's serious business, because what we're doing here is, because sometimes the manual aspect, you might get a little tired. But you might get, we're talking vibration. But we're talking things on a tantric level. He came and gave you a particular vibratory aspect and told all that type of thing here. But listen, there's only one thing that resembles the pineal gland in the head. It looks the same. And that's the clitoris. And this is the science based on this particular information. You see, there's several books out and several things on the tantric level, and I just want to put that forth and stuff, because there's sisters. I'm telling you, there's a sister that did, and I'm going to send it to you when we get the tape from A sister did the tape in Charlotte. And she opened up for me and lectured before I went on in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the sister is dropping on this thing here. And this is the sister that she got her new house. All because of this thing right here. So what I'm trying to say here is that there's a willing mind, there's a way to do things where you put fuel to it through vibration. You see, I just wanted to put that out there.
Excuse me, brothers and sisters. Just getting my notes together. Now, what I want you to do is understand what you just heard. Now, visually, you didn't see Bobby Hemming talking, but you heard his voice. And you notice how you heard the women laughing and giggling and so on and so forth. It's based on the emotions of something they probably never heard about. Also, a little bit shy and so on and so forth. So, normally, if you talk about sex around people, you're going to get that. But if you was listening, using your ear chakra, using that power of listening, you would be able to understand that masturbation is very important, because the woman, the goddesses, there's ancient civilizations who use that techniques to vibrate with the woman. See, the woman don't need you to have sex, but she can get to know herself and understand herself and understand her power. I've said this a long time ago. Woman don't need you. She don't need you. See, a man gonna have an orgasm, and I used to tell a lot of brothers and sisters a long time ago, I said, a man shouldn't have an orgasm. He should not. Because when he orgasms, when he ejaculates, he loses his power. Now, some men are so strong enough that they can ejaculate twice. And that's when they start losing their power. Some men will ejaculate once and they lose their power. Even in the animal kingdom, if you look at the lion, you ever looked at a lion have sex with the lioness? What happens? He has sex with her, he goes to sleep. He lays down, exhaustion. Well, men do the same thing. Not all. But we have to understand that they took this away from women to learn to love herself. They took this away. Men think a woman's supposed to just lay on her back and take whatever he gives her. This is nonsense. This is not the way it was. This is what men have done. Lay on your back and let me do my business. No. This is a beastful act of sexuality. But, brothers and sisters, part 4 is coming up. And like I said, we're going to keep stripping off some layers. Understand the sexuality of the masturbation, dealing with the woman and the man. Man, if he constantly masturbates, he will ejaculate. A woman can masturbate, and it's not like she's going to fall asleep. Now, it's very rare for a woman to go, oh, I masturbated, now I'm ready to go to sleep. No. No. As you heard, Bobby Hemming was speaking, the woman's power, her vibration. And if you look at the circuit now, a lot of women are starting to use toys like dildos and vibration components to use to help them masturbate. Some mothers teach their daughters how to masturbate, their grandmother, so on. It's to teach them about their power. Now, of course, a lot of you right now sitting up there going, what kind of bullshit is that? That's because you believe in the Western world. You don't believe in the ancient world, the way things are supposed to flow naturally. The woman is not here to be your stepping stone, or she's supposed to be a lower form of constantly being docile. No, the woman ain't here to be docile to you. It's a respectful, mutual respect. You allow her to speak. You allow her to do these things. You are a fucking protector. That's who you are. This is why a lot of women don't have good sex, because you think you're supposed to do what you want. And this is why a lot of women should get to know themselves, regardless if you got a man or a man with you or not. So you can love yourself. They don't want you to do that. Talk about it, and people like, oh, you into that strange stuff. It's got nothing to do with strange. It's old, thousands of years. They don't want you to know. So brothers and sisters, kings and queens, I am Shu Amun Ra. I'll see you in part 4.